All right, to paint our carrots, I've got a couple of brushes here. I've got a size 4 round brush from one of my watercolor kits. I've also got just another random round size 10 brush as well. I've got some paper towel and some paints from one of my watercolor kits. I'm using an orange and a green because we're painting carrots. I've also got 2 jars of water. I've got one for cool colors and this one it's actually clean, but it'll be for warm colors. I've also got some watercolor paper, again from one of my kits. Just as long as you use thick watercolor paper, you're good to go. So I'm going to begin with my larger brush and just rinsing it off and activating my orange paint. So by just adding some water to that orange paint, that works to activate the paint. And I'm going to just add a bit more water to my brush, drag the edge along the edge of the jar to get any excess water off. And now I'll start painting the bottom of my carrot. So I'm obviously going to be working to create a carrot shape. I'm using some long brush strokes. So using just the tip of the brush to create that point and pushing down with the belly of the brush as I work my way up the carrot. And then just sort of creating a lovely little dome or curve at the top. I'm going to repeat that. Maybe I'll add a bit of a wiggle to my brush as well for this one. So making it a bit more of a wiggly carrot. And just using some really big brush strokes to create these carrot shapes. And I'm dabbing in a little bit more concentrated orange just for a bit of variety because, you know, when you look at a vegetable out there, it's not going to be perfect, evenly covered orange, or if it is, I don't know how. It probably shouldn't be. And I'll just paint one more carrot here just to make it 3 little trio of carrots. Again, a bit wobbly and different. Maybe a little bit oh no. I've just lost a blob of paint on there. I'm actually using, okay, this is a good lesson for you. I'm drying my brush on the paper towel and then using it once it's dried to suck up some of that drip of paint. I'm not sure if you can even see it now, but I can see that there's a bit of orange paint on my page and it's so fine. It adds character and I think it's quite cute. So never stress if that happens to you. All right, here we go. This one's really different looking and it's also a little bit bigger, but that is all right. So we've got our 3 carrots, the bottom of the carrots are painted and ready to go. And now I'm moving down to a smaller brush to paint the carrot leaves. And I hope that's the correct term. As always, feel free to let me know in the comments. So I'm activating my green paint by adding some water and wiggling around my brush. And I'm just going to wipe the excess off on the edge of the jar. And careful not to let my brush actually tap the orange paint because, well, it's fine if that happens, but I just want you to know that if your green paint on the brush touches the orange paint, it may bleed and the green will flow into the orange. I might do that and it may happen and I won't mind too much because I kind of like the effect, but I just want you to know that that might happen just in case you're not so keen on that more loose flowing effect. But I gather you probably are if you're here watching this. Anywho, so I'm going to paint the carrot leaves. I'm using just the tip of the brush, and I've already started painting, so I better explain what I'm doing. Using just the tip of the brush, I'm creating a long sort of stem type thing, really thin, and then from there I'm just using some single brush strokes, quite long, overlapping and messy, working quickly, because the messier the better, as I always say, to create the carrot top. Oh, I guess that's what it's called, the carrot top. But I'm working messily. There's a lot of variety there. Some of the brush strokes are thicker, creating a bit more of a blob, to be honest. Oh, I've just put my hand in this carrot. I'm not off to a good start today. So be mindful that the bottom of your carrot will still be wet, and if you put your hand in it, you will smudge the paint. We're rolling with it though. All right, so I'm just using the tip of the brush to create the carrot top, adding in a few more little brush strokes to fill that in as well, so that it looks a bit more full. And I'm going to repeat that process for each of the carrots. So you'll see with this carrot, I've made it a bit more blobbish, so still leaving a bit of white space between some of these brush strokes, but very much working with a wet brush and pushing down the belly of the brush a bit more for this one. So that's a really different effect to the first one, which is a bit more, I guess, delicate perhaps. Whereas this second one, I'm really like wetting the brush a lot, so it's still quite wet when I put it on the page, and using really big brush strokes, so there's a lot more flowing happening and a bit less accuracy, if you want to call it that, than the first carrot. So there are a few different options. On the top of this carrot, I've actually got it doing a bit of like it's curving around a bit more, which I think is really cool and cute and a bit fun. So there you go, watercolor carrots. I would love to see your carrots. Maybe you could share them on share them on Instagram. I'm at Ruby Tuesday Art, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I release new tutorials and videos every single Tuesday, so you don't want to miss it. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it and chuck a little comment below too, letting me know what you think.